Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, straight from the spirit chair. Every Sunday, Archangel Michael in my corner. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are new to the channel, I welcome you. Perhaps I just came up in your feed. Maybe someone referred you. Perhaps you found me in a group. However you found me, however you got here, thank you so much. And for those of you who have been subscribers to the channel, leaving your comments, some of you have become amazing clients. Thank you so much for your love and support with the work that I'm so passionate about. I really do appreciate it. For those of you who are new, my name is Elizabeth, and I just want to briefly describe my work and what I offer. I am a psychic medium. I am a psychic medium, and this is in two ways. I am an angelic medium, so I'm able to directly speak with your angels, your angelic team, the archangels as well. And these sessions are really amazing for those who are spiritually awakened, or perhaps just spiritually awakening, looking for answers, looking for clarity about purpose, looking to understand more about their abilities, their gifts, clarifying their divine partnership, such as a soulmate or a twin flame partnership. Really amazing sessions to be able to heal, transform, and move forward. Honestly, I think anyone can benefit from an angelic mediumship session. And the angels are always invested in you being able to transform, heal, and become the best version of yourself, so that way you can offer that to the world. I'm also a spirit medium, or what people know as a psychic medium. So a spirit medium is just that. It's being able to communicate with spirit, being able to communicate with those loved ones on the other side. And this work is really important, and I cherish this as well, because when we have loved ones on the other side, you know, a lot of times people don't realize that they are so very much connected with you, even still, even on the other side. And usually there's a lot of closure that needs to happen there when you lose a loved one. There's grief there. You know, perhaps a loved one passed in a very tragic way. Perhaps you didn't get to say goodbye to a loved one. It can be a lot of those things. And I really find that so much healing comes out of the psychic medium or the spirit medium session that I offer. And I bring through very detailed information, mannerisms, really just understanding that your loved one is with you. And that's so important too. They are aware of so many things that are going on in your life, in your space. And to be able to connect those two worlds, for both of those worlds to receive healing, is just amazing. So I love being able to do that as well. So yes, I'm an angelic medium and also a spirit medium. And you can find that information on my services page. If you'd like to have a session with me, I offer an hour and I offer a half an hour. I also am a spirit extractor specialist. That's something that I just put a hold on for now, but I will be continuing that when the time is right. And as a spirit extractor specialist, I'm able to actually remove all types of dark beings and their energies, all those types of interferences. I could do it anywhere in the world because it is remotely done. And it's done at a very high level via the light body vehicle, the Merkaba, which is the way that I can actually interdimensionally travel and also use a lot of the high level abilities that I have from the light body. This work is amazing. It's been helping so many people who have been getting psychic attacks, demonic attachments, entities, all those types of things that interfere, especially when one is on a very spiritual path or a divine path. This comes in very handy. But this is also a service that's offered to families as well. For family pricing, it's just about checking in with me, but individually, you know, definitely take a look at the services, take a look at my service page, and you'll be able to find all of that there. So I'm there for those three services. The paranormalpriestess.com is where to go, and you can contact me on my service page, and I will check in to see if we are a vibrational match, if I'm guided to work with you, and then we'll take it from there. So I don't want to get too much into anything as far as services, but I just want to make sure that if you are new to the channel, I'd let you know who I am and what I do offer. So the messages, what are the messages? Well, we have the messages today that are going to be centered on the dark moon, the waning moon, leading into new moon in Scorpio on the 27th. And of course, if you are in the northern hemisphere, it's all about the fall energy. It's a very chilly day, rainy day here in New York. Really certainly gives that Halloween feel, that Samhain feel as far as I'm concerned. And it's really all about delving into our intuition, Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy during October, and then we have the new moon coming up in Scorpio, all about the hidden realms. And it's all about tapping into our psychic ability, tapping into information that has been previously hidden, and really being able to connect with that and listen, and pay attention to what's coming up. The dark moon or the new moon also for this month is really about centered on the ancestors, of course, because we are here in the ancestral time when the veils are the thinnest, leading into All Hallows Eve, also known to the pagans, the Celts, as Samhain. And this is all about being able to connect those worlds again. It's all about being able to connect with our ancestors. They have a much easier time communicating with us. And so definitely be aware of some of the things that you are receiving. They'll be able to connect with you through dreams. They'll be able to connect with you through symbols, very much like the angels are doing that. We have the ancestors are able to do that. And I really do encourage so many of you, especially those of you who are on really divine paths, spiritual paths, to reach out to the ancestors at this time, because they are definitely willing to communicate with you. They always are. So you're not bothering, say, your grandfather or your grandmother or anyone else on the other side when you're communicating. If you are hanging on their energy 24/7, that's a different type of story. But they're always usually very willing to communicate, and they do very much enjoy that. You could always light a white candle at this time of year and place it in front of a picture of your ancestor. And even just talking aloud, you can talk in your mind. Of course, they're going to hear you that way. But even if you talk aloud, they will hear. They will hear you. They will receive those messages. I just had a psychic medium session, which involved someone speaking out loud to their ancestor. And it came through that they knew about it. They heard it. So you definitely will be connecting that way. For those of you who are on divine paths or spiritual paths, the childhood healing comes up very, very strongly. And being able to heal patterns, habits, stories, anything and everything that's been projected down from the ancestral line. There's a really strong emphasis on that now. Okay, and you have to understand, and I really do believe that connecting with your ancestors now and connecting with their memories, connecting with their histories is going to be really important right now. I think it's going to be really, really super helpful. And that's because our ancestors went through, of course, very rough times. They went through obstacles. They went through things like many went through the Depression, poverty. They went through war. It was just times of struggle. Very much 3D, of course. And when you go through those types of struggles, those types of obstacles, of course it's going to make sense that you're going to have beliefs about life and limitations as far as life goes. You're going to have those because you've lived in the times where there was just maybe not enough. Families struggled. Things were taken away. You had to work really hard and work slave to the grind, basically, to get what you needed. Or perhaps, the ancestors really were very much about family and marriage and things like that, but in a way where sometimes it's like marriage was just this security blanket. Marriage was this way of, old-fashioned way. Get married, you have kids, it's just what you do. You may not be in love, it may not be this deepest connection ever, but it's just what you do because it's your safe haven. It's a financial security there. People also look at you better. They respect you more because you have a family, you're in a marriage. It's all these different types of beliefs there, okay, and stories. And that gets passed down. It gets projected down, passed down through the ages. And this is what's really strongly coming up, to understand what those hard times were, those obstacles were, how those beliefs and how those stories were derived, where were they derived from, and to really connect to that. Connect to that and understand that now is the time where you are going to be ending that. You're not carrying that any longer. And to be honest with you, the ancestors respect that, and they wish for you to have a much better life than what they've lived in many ways, that you won't have to struggle the way they did, that you'll find that true love and that connection where maybe they didn't because they were forced into an arranged marriage, or, you know, or they just were fearful they were going to be alone, and they just got married because of that, or they got married because they were getting too old and they were almost not going to be able to have children any longer, so they did that. You know, and there's just so many beliefs there about even masculines, like, you know, maybe masculines more respected because they're soldiers or they're in a war, and if they were forced into that type of situation, or the different stigmas between the genders is something to also think about with the ancestors. You know, what it is that makes a woman according to your ancestors. What is it that makes a man according to them? And how those stigmas, those projections, those limitations are now outdated, outmoded, because you, who are on a spiritual awakened path now, are going to be stepping into fifth dimensional frequencies. You are going to be transforming in ways in which the ancestors never experienced. And they do wish that. They really do wish that. They want the best for you. And anytime I'm bringing through ancestors on the other side, they are highly aware of the work that you're doing, your life purpose, the work on yourself. They are aware if you're a twin flame or if you have a soulmate connection, what that means, and they're supporting it and they're guiding it. So now would be a really great time to connect with the ancestors and maybe gather some more information from them. Have those conversations. Ask for those signs. Ask for them to come into a dream. Ask for them to approach you between sleeping and awake so that you can better perceive them. Ask for them to come through on Samhain, Halloween, or Hallows Eve. I think it's going to be really, really helpful because you also have to understand this, is that your healing also translates to their healing. And that's one of the wonderful things about being a psychic medium, is that the two worlds are healing. They're healing each other. They're working off of each other. So by you actually healing your thought patterns, your habits, your beliefs that are limiting, all of those things, all of those gateways that you're coming through, all those victories, that's also letting your ancestor know on the other side, who's connected to you still, that, wow, this is healing me in such a great way, such a powerful way, because my family who is still living is healing. They're not living what I had lived. They are in a higher frequency, higher vibration with their life, not like I had lived, where I had to struggle or I limited myself. And so that really does help them. You're helping each other. It's an exchange. And they do definitely reveal that in sessions, that your healing, someone's healing who's living, is absolutely helping them to get to the next level on the other side. And they're very much about guiding you and helping you, along with the rest of your team members, your angels, and also your higher self. They're there to help you out with understanding what's going to be in the highest good for your path. Life purpose, your true mate, what's going to help you with your health. They'll be able to assist in ways in which they're allowed to. Of course, there are laws, but they're there to guide you. So that's something that's also a really big theme, not only with this time of year, this time of season, but it's also a very big theme with this dark moon, with this new moon. Your transformation is really very up front and center, the things that you have left to heal. So many of you who are watching these videos, you've come such a very long way working on yourself. And I have to say, I really commend you for all of that. I know how it is. I am a divine twin flame myself. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that in the beginning. Yes, I am a divine twin flame. Many of you who watch my videos, who have subscribed, know that I am a divine feminine myself. And so as a divine feminine, I have had to go through so much since my awakening, since first connecting with my twin's higher self. And to get through so much of that programming, get through so many of those fear-based beliefs, it's not easy whatsoever, and I totally understand that. But you guys, so many of you have come such a long way, and it's definitely a time now to reflect upon that and to be grateful for just how far you've come. Sometimes we don't do that enough. To really go within and connect with just all the breakthroughs that you've made. Definitely. It's not over. It really is not over. We are progressing on the path. We are moving forward. And as we go into 2020, we're going to have so much open up to us in the physical. But so many of those spiritual changes have to be made. That spiritual alignment, the divine alignment, has to be made first. So I have to say that for any of you who are still finishing up childhood healing and family ties and things that have happened since childhood, things that have dictated for you, who have told you who you are, what you're supposed to do, how things are, all those limitations, now's the time to really be able to heal the rest of those. So I would say like shamanic journeying is really very helpful. Also being able to work with someone to help you to access old memories, trapped memories, repressed emotions. We cover a lot of that in the angelic mediumship that I do. Not so much past lives, but if it's relevant, it could definitely show up. I've had it show up before. But we definitely get into specifics about what's coming up from childhood, with parents, what those actual beliefs are. We pinpoint those things. The angelics are great doing that. I'm very close with Archangel Michael. Michael makes everything very direct and very clear cut. I also get a lot of information from Archangel Raphael to help with emotional healing or some physical limitations that are happening and how to go about with that. I can't offer medical advice, but Archangel Raphael is really great with being able to confirm and validate some of the choices that may be coming up for you intuitively, but maybe you're just not trusting. And that goes for a lot of information that sometimes we don't really trust what we're receiving. And we're going to be receiving so much of that now going into this new moon. So much information. And, maybe you're having a little trouble, understanding that it's real. And that's why I'm here doing the work that I do. So the information that comes through in a reading may not come to be a surprise to you in any way. It may not be any surprise because so much of the information is actually already being delivered to you. You're already connecting to it, but it's about trusting it. So definitely understand that. But I love being able to do that, to bring through that information that's going to help support. So the parallel worlds are definitely connecting at this time, and we are definitely really connecting to our family, our childhood. What are some of the limiting thoughts there? Has there been abuse? Has there been traumas that are still not fully healed? Is there more to do there? Connecting with your inner child. It's very much, I would say, and I've described this to some of my clients, working with your inner child, healing your inner child. It's like a residual haunting in many ways. And if you're not familiar with the paranormal world, a residual is like a tape. It like keeps going and it plays back over and over and over again, the same type of scene, the same type of emotions. You're living it over and over and over again. And that's what happens when a part of our soul or aspect or fragment of our soul actually gets cut off from our being because they're still experiencing that trauma, those trapped memories, those repressed emotions. And those are the really deep core wounds here that are being actually healed for good. So we heal in layers, and healing is never linear. You can heal something only to believe, sometimes fully believe, that you've healed it completely, only to find that some more of it is coming up again. Very, very common. Throws a lot of people off. And it doesn't mean that you've done a bad job at all. It doesn't mean that you've been going about it the wrong way. It just means that you're getting now to the very, very bottom of those layers, so that way you can heal everything for good. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here before we're able to actually level up and be able to embody the fifth dimensional frequencies. Pay close attention. You know, take your guides with you, your angelics with you. Protection is always key. I think I'm going to do a video on channeling or spiritual communication and ways to protect yourself and how to go about it. I think that's something I'm going to do. But under protection with your team, go ahead and ask your child self. Ask your child self to make themselves known. And really listen in. Really see what your child has to say to you. How is your child acting? What is your child saying to you? What type of hurt are they still going through? Are they feeling parts of themselves as rejected? Are they feeling rejected? Are they feeling neglected? Have they felt abandonment? Is this what's happening? If that's what's happening, then now it's time to let your child know that they are loved, and that so many of these beliefs, so many of the actions that took place within the home, all of that, it's all connected. It's all according to what your parents went through, what their parents went through, and it's passed down behavior. Whether it's alcoholism, whether it's physical, mental, emotional abuse, whatever, if it's false beliefs about success, wealth and success and status, all those types of things. And to realize that it's not really you, and to be able to have your child understand that. But really also take good care to listen, really just observe what's going on with your child. And let them know that you don't have to carry that around any longer, that it ends here, and that those particular beliefs, whatever they are, that they are not going to be carried on. They're not going to be carried on into other relationships. They're not going to. And to be able to close that door for good. This is the great time, really great time to be able to connect to that, especially when intuition is just so strong. So that's what I'm really, really getting. There's just a huge emphasis on all of those things. And it's now time for true and powerful self-renewal, transformation, stepping into your empowerment, and anything that is revealed to information that has been veiled, that now it's going to be unveiled to you. I really get like the spirit animal now as the crow or the raven. And just want to also add in about, the crow or the raven. The crows are the keepers of the karmic law. So we also are having a lot of that karmic lesson, karmic lessons, karmic partners coming to an end. This has been coming to an end, but there is really strong energy now, which is tying up, finishing up karmic lessons. And the crow could really help to understand what those lessons are, have that clarified, and be able to do the release of that. The ravens, the crows, they're always going to bring to us the mysterious. They're always going to bring to us some of the shadow aspects here. Some of the shadows of the past, shadows from family, ancestry, secrets, things that have been hidden. Being able to heal our own shadows and really send light to those shadows, light and love. So working with the raven, working with the crow, those energies are going to be very strong right now in this season if you're in the northern hemisphere. And if you understand the symbolism of the cauldron, and we think of the witch stirring the cauldron. The cauldron is a tool of the goddess. It's the tool of water, the element of water that's connected to Scorpio energy as well. And that cauldron energy is all about going within, connecting with intuition, transforming, coming out renewed. Connecting with what water energy is going to bring you a lot of messages. So I don't know if some of you have cauldrons, or you can even just work with the element of water itself. This is the time of year to scribe. For some of you who are into using like scrying bowls, or into working with, you could put water in an actual bowl and actually scry. And what scrying is really just being able to gaze very gently, and you'll be able to actually have images come into your mind. Symbols come into your mind, intuition comes, and it's going to help to clarify some of your questions, help you to have some of that information validated for you, give you clues and information that will help guide you to taking the next step and changing your lives. So we can even do that with crystals, crystal balls. So, I'll do these different crystals that can certainly assist with intuition. So this is the time of magic. It's the new moon of magic, mystery, going within, psychic arts, all that time. That's all the energy of Scorpio. And it's really going to help a lot to be able to really tap into that intuition right now to assist you. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and let me know how this resonated with you. I am here for reading sessions, as I said, either speaking with the angelics as an angelic medium, or speaking with the spirits as a spirit medium, psychic medium, to speak to loved ones on the other side. So I would love to be able to do that for you. If you are guided, contact me again. Theparanormalpriestess.com is the website. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, for being a part of the Paranormal Priestess family. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all help me to heal. You all inspiring me. Also, connecting with you has been such a pleasure. It's not easy to do the work that I do whatsoever. It takes a lot of energy, so much energy that people don't realize. Time, of course. It just takes so much out of me to be able to do these reading sessions, but it also helps, it really helps to just circulate and exchange all that healing energy. It really does. So every time I'm doing a reading for somebody, it helps me to heal as well. So thank you so, so very much. Brightest blessings to all of you, and remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.